Can I ask you something weird? When you finish the biggest thing you've been working towards, like actually finish it, did you feel amazing? Because I don't think I did. Not really. Nobody tells you that finishing your degree can feel like a loss. Everybody around you is congratulating you. You're smiling on your big day. But inside, you're really confused and trying to process the end of a very big chapter of your life. And now you feel a little bit guilty because you're supposed to be happy and grateful and be this happy and just... It's supposed to be the best day of your life, allegedly. That was me 6 months ago, finishing my master's degree. And right now, I think it's something that I really want to talk about. So quick context, if you don't know me. In December of 2025, I finished my master's degree in biotechnology. The day went by pretty quick. After a long period of working on my thesis and just having my head down, working hard, writing, doing experiments, suddenly everything was done and I was walking across the stage, receiving my certificate. My family was cheering on the sidelines, friends, peers, professors, supervisors. And then it was over. I packed my bags. Did I mention I quit my part-time job in the lab that I was working on for maybe a year and a half? I quit that, packed everything, bought a one-way ticket back to Thailand, which is where I grew up, to spend some more time with my family. On paper, that sounds pretty good, right? Go home, relax, enjoy, kick back after you've been working on something for so long, and just really be present. Well, initially it was like that, but underneath, I was battling with something that I didn't really have words to describe for at the time. I think the thing that nobody prepares you for is that when you're finishing something big, it doesn't really feel like finishing. It just feels like stopping. Because when you're doing a master's degree or you're undergraduate, you're working towards a deadline, you have clear goals, you're focused on external things and lab experiments and meetings and presentations and just this continuous momentum of moving towards a goal. At the end of that, as I hopped on my flight back home, I thought that I would feel free of the deadlines, free of the pressure. I thought that I would feel a great sense of relief, which I did for the initial periods. But as time went on, instead of feeling free, I felt like I was floating. I didn't have a clear career goal, which currently I don't really have one. I'm working towards something, and I know something will come, but I'm unable to answer what exactly that thing is or when it's happening. And being so used to working with such a laid out structure in academia, now being in a timeline where nothing is certain and things just pop up as they do, kind of feels pretty crappy, not gonna lie. And if you're watching this and you recognize that feeling, I want to say something to you that I really needed someone to say to me. And that's that even though you smiled in those photos, despite feeling hollow underneath, you're not alone. You're not behind. You're not completely lost. Especially if you're an overseas student, that your family sacrificed so much for you to pursue your dreams and work on this goal. And there's this immense pressure that as soon as you achieve that thing, for you to land a job, update your LinkedIn, have plans for what comes next. I understand you and how heavy that feels and how confusing the time after achieving something big can be, the transition period between being a student and starting your career. I understand you, I feel your pain, and I want to tell you that it's going to be okay. Take it one day at a time. I genuinely think that months after a big achievement are the hardest to open up and talk about because there's so many people watching to see how you've landed and which direction you're taking. And it's difficult to admit that you're figuring it out. But I want to tell you that it's okay to be figuring it out. Everyone has to figure it out. And you know what? Maybe we can do this together, one step at a time. So the reason I'm making this video is that as I'm going through all of this weird transition period, I searched the internet for people going through a similar situation. And to be honest, I kind of struggled. Not many people talk about, the 6 months after graduation. There's a lot of day in my life as a master's student, what I do in the lab, and this and that. So I want to be here and make the videos that I needed when I was feeling at my worst. And I hope that this video could bring comfort to somebody out there who's also figuring it out and help them feel a little bit less alone. And tell them that it's okay to be figuring it out. And this is a weird transition period. And you know what? We're going to embrace the weird. We're going to push through and we will land on top. Look at me out here comforting other people. You know what? The last few days, I didn't really leave the house. I went to the gym yesterday for the first time in maybe a week. It was raining outside. I felt like a wilted vegetable. That's what I felt like. But as I'm sitting here recording the video and hearing myself speak out loud, I feel a little bit silly because in reality, the extent of my problems aren't even that big of a deal. And yet it is bothering me so much. And I cannot imagine how many of you out there are feeling the exact same. So as you watch this video and any of this relates to you, let's do it together. We're going to get through this. We're going to figure it out. Okay.